Microsoft just quietly moved the walls of your Audience Ads inventory, and your account rep is not going to mention it on the next call. 12 new brand suitability toggles landed inside Microsoft Ads yesterday. No in-account banner, no email. A 2-minute news post on Search Engine Land, and a config change that is already picking your inventory for you. Here is what I mean by picking your inventory for you. If a category is on by default, every Audience Ads campaign in your account is already excluded from that publisher pool. Right now, without you clicking a thing, default on is where reach dies quietly. I am Stuart. I run paid media audits for founders who got burned by an agency that never checked config. Today I am giving you the 60-second audit for this Microsoft change, the exact CPM math to prove the audit paid for itself, and the one comparison to Google that tells you which toggles to keep and which to flip back. The last one is where the arbitrage lives. Skepticism first. You are thinking brand suitability toggles do not move CPMs enough to care. On a single campaign, correct. Across a whole account with a lead gen goal, wrong. I have watched a single default on category strip 15% of eligible impressions off a B2B Audience Ads account in a week. Not a rounding error, a hiring decision. Worked example, account spending 40 grand a month on Audience Ads, CPM sits at $4 and change, a category goes default on, your reachable pool shrinks 12%, the auction on what remains tightens. CPM drifts to $470 inside 3 weeks, same spend, 16% fewer impressions, and your cost per lead climbs from $92 to $109. You did not touch a bid, nobody sent you an email, your CFO asks why the pipeline slowed, and you have no answer. The operator who audits inside 48 hours walks into the client Slack with a chart. The one who waits explains seasonality on the QBR path. Tools, brand safety, Audience Ads panel. Every new toggle is listed there with a default state you did not choose. Screenshot the panel today with the timestamp visible. Microsoft is not versioning this for you, so your screenshot is the only baseline you will ever have. If you have a manager account with 10 sub-accounts, screenshot all 10 because defaults can differ by region and by campaign type older than the rollout. Here is the headline answer, the reason you clicked. If you leave the defaults on and you are running Audience Ads at any real spend, your CPMs will drift up over the next 14 days and your placement mix will shift toward premium publishers you did not pick. The operators who audit this week will pull cheaper impressions off the ones who leave defaults on. The arbitrage window is open right now and it closes as soon as the market absorbs the change. 2 things before I show you the audit. Subscribe so the next platform config change hits your feed before your CPMs move. And the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community, is where I post the same day config diffs, the exact audit checklists, and the operator playbooks from these videos. It is free. Link is pinned in the comments and in the description. I ran the source pool live before recording. Here is what came back. HTTP 960,000 bytes. Cleaned body 12,300 characters after stripping site Chrome. The model flagged it plainly. Article body not captured cleanly. The supplied text is search engine land site Chrome only, which is the receipt on why I am not reading you the 12 category names verbatim. The public article body is a teaser. The real category list is inside your Microsoft Ads UI, and yours might not match mine depending on your region. The panel is the source of truth, not the press release. Open Microsoft Ads yourself right now. Go to Tools, then Brand Safety, then the Audience Ads panel. Count the excluded content terms. Note which ones are already toggled on. Proof, not me telling you. 60-second audit, 6 steps. Step 1. Screenshot the panel with today's date visible, your baseline. Step 2. Write down every category that is already on, the silent inventory cuts. Step 3. Pull the Audience Ads placement report for the 7 days before August 5th. Save it as your before file. Step 4. In 7 days, pull the same report for the 7 days after August 5th. The delta on CPM and impressions per publisher is your attribution. Step 5. Open Google Ads Content Suitability in the next tab. Map each new Microsoft category to its Google equivalent. Some will not have a mirror. Watch those ones. Step 6. Flag any category where excluding it drops more than 5% of impressions but adds cost per acquisition. The losing trade. Rehook, I said the last thing is where the arbitrage lives. Here it is. The businesses that live on Audience Ads inventory are local operators, e-commerce founders, and mid-market lead gen, print shops, home service brands, local law firms. Every one of them is running defaults because their agency set it up in 2024 and never went back. Your competitor is one of them. Their agency is not going to audit this. Their reach just quietly shrunk. And the auction for the impressions they used to win is now cheaper for you if you know which categories they left on. Their default is your arbitrage, real number to hold in your head. If your reachable pool grows by 10% while theirs shrinks by 10%, your effective CPM on the same audience segment can drop 15 to 20% inside a month. On 40 grand of monthly spend, $6,000 to $8,000 of headroom you did not have on Monday. A full-time contractor's salary for a quarter, sitting inside a toggle nobody told you about. Google versus Microsoft comparison because you asked. Google Ads has shipped content suitability tiers for years, expanded, standard, limited, plus topic and content label exclusions. Microsoft has been the loose one, which is part of why Audience Ads CPMs sat lower than Google Display. Yesterday's change closes some of that gap, not all of it, the point exactly. Open both platforms side by side. You will see categories in Microsoft that have no Google mirror. Wherever Microsoft is now stricter than Google, there is inventory Google will still serve on that Microsoft will not. Cross-platform campaigns have a new attribution problem. If your Microsoft Audience Ads CPM drifts up next week and your Google Display stays flat, the config change is the reason. If both move, it is macro. Now you can tell them apart. Most agencies will not draw the line and will call the whole shift a market move. Who wins and who loses on the publisher side? Winners. Premium news publishers already inside the safe categories. Their inventory just became a larger share of what audience ads can serve. Fill rates rise, and what they get paid per 1,000 impressions rises with them. Losers. Mid-tier and independent publishers who sit adjacent to any of the 12 new categories. Their traffic just got harder to monetize on Microsoft. Some of them will not know why their Microsoft side fill dropped for another quarter. If you are the founder running audience ads yourself, this is where you get an edge on the mid-market agency that charges $7,000 a month and never looks at brand safety config. The window on this arbitrage is real, and it is short. Every agency operator who reads Search Engine Land will do the audit in the next 2 weeks. The ones who do not will lose CPM ground quietly and blame it on Q3. What I would do today, in order, if this was my client account, screenshot the panel, pull the before report. Do nothing to the toggles yet, wait 7 days, pull the after report, read the delta. Then, and only then, decide which defaults to flip. Config first, math second, action third. The only way to avoid changing 2 things at once and losing your ability to attribute either. Never move a toggle you have not measured first. One more thing worth doing while you are in the panel. Export your last 30 days of placement report to CSV before you touch anything. Microsoft's UI shows placement data for a limited window, and the pre-change baseline gets harder to rebuild every day you wait. Your CSV is the evidence file if a category flip ever needs unwinding. One thing I do not know yet. Which of the 12 categories are default on versus opt-in? Microsoft did not publish the split in the press post, it only shows up in your account. If you screenshot yours today and share it in the Church of SEO Jesus, we will build the default state map across regions inside the week. Shortens the arbitrage window for everyone inside the door. That community, again, is my free school group. The audit checklists, the config diffs and the placement diff template for this exact Microsoft change are already inside. Link is in the description. Rollout note for anyone outside the US. Microsoft ships these controls US first, UK second, EU on a delay. If your panel does not show the new categories yet, screenshot it anyway. Your before file is the empty state, and your after file lands the week the rollout hits your market. Same audit, delayed timer. Next video, I am pulling the 7-day placement delta on a real account and putting the CPM math on screen. The next config change lands somewhere in the next 14 days. Google, Meta, TikTok, Microsoft, one of them ships something without a banner every second week now. And the one after this one is going to land on a Friday afternoon when nobody is watching.